Marion, let's take a look at the starting 11s. And while this Inter-San Francisco side might just look like another amateur side that qualified through local qualifiers, it is a battle for Northern California between Monterey Bay and Inter-San Francisco. And the second round is very much on the line here as we invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. We're playing for a spot in the second round of the 110th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. It is Monterey Bay of the USL Championship taking on Inter-San Francisco, an amateur side that qualified through the local qualifiers. Tyler Terrence along with Marion Crowder. Of course, for Monterey Bay, they enter the tournament just by simply existing as a second division side. And this is a group that has struggled in their first 3 years of existence in league play, finishing in 12th in the Western Conference in 2022 in their inaugural season, 11th in 2023, and 11th again in 2024. They've very much been bottom feeders in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. And of course, for this Inter-San Francisco group, getting back to the US Open Cup for a second time in the last 3 years. They've had some bad luck since that El Farolito game. They've been losing in finals of competitions left and right, particularly in the final stages in a couple of different finals. And Monterey Bay immediately flexing their superiority, and there's an early goal. And it's stabbed home by Moby Fair, created by Alex Dixon over on that left wing, and immediately Inter-San Francisco are put under the gun, and they succumb to Monterey Bay inside of the first 90 seconds.
That's beautiful recognition. Too much time, too much space on the ball. And we knew that this Inter-SF side was going to be in a low block, and it did not fare well to start this match.
Oscar Schub. Poked out wide for Jesus Enriquez again, and he doesn't seem bashful about running at defenders 1v1. Trying to get to the byline again, a good delivery. Free header, knotted off the back line once more. And Monterey Bay at 6s and 7s at the moment, trying to deal with the speed and the pace of Jesus Enriquez. And this is fired on frame and straight into the gut of Sam Gomez, and he's frustrated with his back line. And after the opening goal,
and Jesus Enriquez has already been a problem. His ability to get to the end line is forcing the goalkeeper for Monterey Bay to have to stay on his line. And then his teammates behind him just doing everything they can to keep it alive.
For Monterey Bay last year, so this is a big opportunity for him to stick it to his side that clearly didn't think he was good enough to play. Ethan Bryant on top of the set piece. It's not a bad effort, and it certainly had the interest of Jesus Medina.
And just almost hits it right on the sweet spot to Bennett.
Started to retrace his steps for a brief moment. And that should be a foul on Monterey Bay, and indeed it is. There's a dangerous set piece sent in, and Medina was planted to the spot.
Completely frozen is Medina. Actually makes his first step forward, and there was nothing that he...
Leading the charge the other way, Argast. Sliding effort from Carlos Guzman, and the wily veteran able to disrupt the attack and claim possession, although clips it into a dangerous spot in the middle of the field. Here's Ivanovic. Cleaned up by Guzman. Pressure being applied by Fondi and company. Javier Rivera also in the mix. It's a little bit too easy for Monterey Bay. And they have totally opened up Inter-San Francisco. Slipped through by Bryant. Good football here. All the way across. Back to front football. And finished off by Xavi Nulati. As clean as you like from Monterey Bay, they double their lead, and they are cruising inside of the half-hour mark.
Far too easy here from Inter San Francisco. This was the moment. Step, step, close the space. Not there in time. A beautiful moment to break the pressure. And from there, Monterey Bay was off and running. The cheekiness of...
Miscommunication between Monterey Bay and their backline and goalkeeper. And now here's Joel Garcia. Nulati. Moby Fair. Oh, that's an excellent ball. Dixon around the keeper. 3-0, but the offside flag is up.
And look at the time. 3-4 touches. The beauty of the run and just a kneecap's worth of an offside.
Ethan Bryant. Good build up here. Garcia across the face of goal. Chance still available. Taken down from behind. Big save in front. Medina got there. Bryant lays it off. Here's Lyons, and it's blocked in front again. And Monterey Bay doing a good job of getting back into position as well. Enriquez trying to go long, but the home side clearly in control, and were able to find their defensive shape as well.
Challenges that are associated. A lot of these higher tier divisions, they have these next pro teams, they have these 2 teams, they have these structured training environments that, as we're seeing right now for a team like Inter San Francisco, who trains Tuesday and Thursdays for 2 hours, that's a huge gap to have to climb. You add the cost that's associated with going to some of these places, housing these players, and all of a sudden things get a lot more difficult. And let's be frank, this year is the best case scenario for what Open Cup could have been in terms of all of the behind the scenes discussions that MLS was having, right? Their involvement. I think that that's only going to continue to be more positive. I think, to your point, that's only going to continue to have more involvement from even higher levels at the MLS structure. And so I think it's going to be the ultimate Cinderella story for a lower division team to ever win the Open Cup again, just because the landscape has changed so drastically.
Here comes Monterey Bay again, looking to make it a third before halftime. Dixon across the face of goal, and it's Dixon, the architect again, and Xavi Nulati, the goal scorer again. Dixon, his second assist on the night. Nulati, his second goal of the night, and Monterey Bay in full control.
And just like that, a beautiful times run and a lovely outside of the foot pass.
Obviously, know this is a rotated side for Jordan Stewart, but the rotated squad doing their job, and we've seen it, whether it be at the USL Championship level or the USL League One level, that there have been sides struggling to deal with the amateur opposition. As Ivanovic gets around the first challenge. Dixon again, Garcia overlapping. It goes to Garcia. It's back for Bryant. Is there a fourth? Off the crossbar. No VAR, no goal line technology, if that wasn't already glaringly obvious. Not entirely sure if Ethan Bryant could have hit that harder off the crossbar.
Go back to your discussion, you know what else changes a lot of that is the fact that USL is introducing a men's Division I team, right? A Division I league. And then, so you're adding so many more opportunities for players to play at the professional level. And with that, the selection for quality amateur players becomes a bit more limited, a bit harder to find.
Launched over the top. Offside flag is up. Right now, Monterey Bay looks set to coast into the second round as they have put up 3 goals in the first 45 minutes. Jordan Stewart elected to rotate his side over Inter San Francisco. Tyler Terrence along with Marion Crowder. And as it stands, it's Monterey Bay who would be moving on to the second round of the 110th edition of Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, barring what would truly be a miraculous comeback from the amateur side. But it certainly doesn't look that way for the moment, as Nulati trying to thread it across, and he's already on 2 goals and sitting on a hat trick. Rather impressive performance from the young man, just 20 years of age, and immediately a set-piece opportunity for Monterey Bay. And it looks like whatever was said in the dressing room for Inter San Francisco, at least for the moment, didn't necessarily work.
Can we just get something out of the way real quick?
Absolutely.
Can I change my introduction to Marion Crowder, the flute player? Like, can we just etch that in stone?
First chair,
Flute.
Marion Crowder. Good.
Thank you.
Here's an opportunity on the first time, and another save at the near post. But the offside flag is up.
There have been too many set pieces for Monterey Bay that they haven't capitalized on. Obviously, the score line does not reflect it. You poked me in the first half.
Every good play-by-play is going to do that. Meanwhile, Brian Canchola came on and replaced Pierre Rappold, who was sitting on a yellow card. So Amir Darabi, the coach for San Francisco, didn't necessarily want to risk that any further. Jesus Enriquez with a clever flick, gets around the first challenge. Nobody stepping to him just yet, still with it. Pushes it out wide. Dylan Autran.
That'll make you feel alive. Do you feel alive?
100%.
Corner.
It's U.S. Open Cup, first round.
Enthusiasm in your voice.
Autran got it away, flicked it towards goal. That was Javier Rivera who got a touch to it.
Bagel corner kick.
Pardon me, that was Julio Cervantes who tried to help it along towards goal. Autran again. Was the contact in the penalty area? Referee says absolutely not, and here comes Monterey Bay on the counter. Bryant. Nulati. Ivanovic in on goal. This to make it 4. Beautiful kick save and disrupted at the back post before Alex Dixon could get there. It is a corner, but Jesus Medina with an outstanding save to keep it a 3-goal game.
And takes enough touches for the runs to develop in between him. From a shape perspective, and enter San Francisco. Not enough to be done in the midfield, but what about that save from Jesus Medina? He's going to have to come up big here again.
Another outswinger, again won by here's Enriquez. It's a good effort, and it had the interest of Sam Gomez for a moment. Got another substitution coming up for Amir Darabi and Inter San Francisco, as Javier Rivera is going to be replaced by Florian Delatiglo.
San Francisco substitution in the 70th minute, brought to you by BBSI. Exiting the match, number 17, Javier Rivera Hernandez. Entering the match, number 18, Florian Delatiglo.
Oh, Trent. Broken up, and it looks like another substitution getting set for Jordan Stewart in Monterey Bay. It looks like Elijah Paul, the 22-year-old from Gilbert, Arizona. And it is Paul replacing Xavi Nulati, who had a fantastic performance, capped it off with 2 goals, and replaced by Paul. Monterey Bay just toying with Inter San Francisco, really making them work for it, turning the ball back, and all sorts of spaces opening up. This is clean build-up here, and the shot just fizzes wide from Adrian Revelar. Local kid, attended Cal State Monterey Bay. Whiskers away from another.
All jokes aside, this Monterey Bay side, including the sub, really been excellent. Obviously, you take away my dissatisfaction with their corner kicks and some of their free kick opportunities.
Nico Gordon, finally Inter San Francisco able to get a touch on the ball. Elijah Paul showing off that strength. Threads it along for Alex Dixon, and Medina makes the save, and then it's skied in the end by Revelar.
It's a nice and well-run scramble by the Monterey Bay side. Alex Dixon held onside by the back line of Inter San Francisco. And that ball has got to go in the back of the net. Prep touch took his hips a little bit wide. Back stick on the ground. Obviously, that bodes in his favor as they get into the higher, probably more competitive rounds. I've been quite impressed with the substitutions. And I tell you what, in league play as well, I've been quite impressed with some of the individuals that he has fostered into his new system. Obviously came into the USL Championship season last year in a really precarious playoff chasing scenario that's not favorable for any head coach. Had a chance to bring in a roster of new players, foster the kind of system that he wants. And so far, 1-1, but the resilience in the fight and just some of the individual spark that this Monterey Bay side has shown in the USL Championship season so far has been excellent.
I mean, what a beautiful, succinct, and legitimate answer. You couldn't
Succinct is incredible.
You couldn't
and
give
opposite
me,
of what I gave you.
You couldn't give me something like that when I asked you for a favorite to win the U.S. Open Cup. I mean, it's like pulling teeth over there. I ask you another question, it's like you're a Hall of Fame broadcaster all of a sudden. So we're hearing that Anton Søjberg is going to come on, the 24-year-old from Aarhus, Denmark. And he's going to replace Moby Fair, who got things started inside of the first 2 minutes. Quickest goal scorer in the competition so far. And he comes off to a nice warm round of applause here in Northern California. By the way, is this real or fake turf?
I wouldn't know. It's so nice.
Think
if
so?
it's,
yeah. It's got me fooled.
Me too.
You know, the telltale sign is usually if you see the little black beads
Beads,
popping
right.
up. Yeah, but I haven't seen that.
Me
No, I
neither.
haven't seen one. Here's all Trent. Can Inter San Francisco potentially take something positive back to the Bay Area in the form of a goal? Long ball over the top. Whipped across the face of goal, and it's a fourth. And it's Elijah Paul. Monterey Bay will march on into the second round, and they've certainly deserved the result here tonight.
And Alex Dixon has been pivotal in the midfield, getting.
That's going to do it full time. Monterey Bay, 3 goals in the first half, a goal in the second, a clean sheet, and they are moving on to the second round. Inter San Francisco